I'm Lindsay Ralston, and this is how to make coasters out of vinyl records. I must tell you to start with, do not use vinyl records that actually aren't scratched. I think there's some kind of place you go to if you use perfectly good vinyl records and cut them up. You can get vinyl records at places like the Goodwill or thrift shops where you can find records that are scratched and no longer usable. That's what we're using for this project. Okay, to start this project, you're going to preheat your oven to 250 degrees and make sure you have 2 oven mitts on hand. You will need them later on in the steps. Once that oven is preheated, you're going to take your nicely scratched and unusable vinyl record and put that into the oven. Watch it with the light on in the oven. You can watch it until you start to see it move and shape a little bit. You'll know it's warm enough to now cut. So you're going to take your pot holders and go ahead and open the oven, take that record out. Now get your scissors, you want your scissors there as well, and you're going to cut, essentially follow one of the lines on the outside of the label and do the best cut that you can. As it starts to get difficult to cut, put it back into the oven, bring it out, and cut it again. Keep doing this pattern until you get all the way around and you've cut the entire record, the center of the record, all the way out. After that's all done, you can go ahead and put that center of the record back in the oven, warm it up one more time. Now you want to lay it, when you take it out this time, you want to lay it down on a surface that can take heat and make sure it's nice and flat. Sometimes during the creation process it might bend or twist. So make sure that's nice and flat. The next step is going to be taking that nice circular piece that you have, lightly sanding it on the edges. I'm using an 80 grit. You just want to sand the edges very lightly to make sure there's no rough edges. And now lay that down on a piece of felt, trace around that record, remove that record piece, and then do just a tiny line on the inside. Just hand draw it, kind of following the line you traced, and now cut that inner circle out. This is now the bottom of your coaster. Once that's done, we're going to go outside because you're going to need some ventilation for the acrylic spray as well as the sticky backing for this felt piece. So now that we're outside, we're going to spray an adhesive backing on one side of the felt, spray all over it, stick that to the underside of the record piece that you have. Once that's stuck together, now go ahead and take your acrylic sealer, and you want to use probably 2 to 3 coats of this, following the manufacturer's instructions. And you'll go ahead and spray very light coats. You want to do light coats, not heavy coats. Let it dry in between and continue spraying until you get the sheen that you like. What this does is it protects the actual record label from absorbing moisture. Once you're done with the acrylic and it's all dry, you now have a beautiful set of custom and unique record coasters.